Hey there, and welcome aboard Nautical Nolans. We're Dane and Tonya Noland, and we're turning our dream of life on the water into a reality. One project, one sail, and one salty adventure at a time. We're renovating our 1982 sailboat from the inside out. DIY upgrades, real-life lessons, and honest takes on the highs and lows of boat life. And we're exploring the Pacific Northwest, discovering the wild beauty, calm moments, and endless freedom that life on the water brings. So if you're into sailing, boat projects, or just love a side of good adventure, subscribe and join us for the ride. This is Nautical Nolans. Every boat carries the fingerprints of time. On Juniper, our 1982 Irwin Citation, those fingerprints showed through her original plastic portlights, cracked, faded, and leaking from every Pacific Northwest rainstorm. Portlights may seem like a small detail, but on a sailboat, they are everything. Windows to the outside world and barriers against the elements. For Juniper, those old plastic frames had reached the end of their life. They leaked, they dulled the inside light, and they stole from the charm and character she deserved. So we decided to upgrade, and while we didn't install the portlights ourselves, the transformation was undeniable. Out went the brittle plastic, and in came bronze portlights from Newfound Metals in Port Townsend, Washington. Solid, watertight, and timeless in style, and the difference was immediate.
Okay, so we're finally at the stretch of all of our window replacements. One of the things that's usually a typical concern people have of Irwin Citations is the fact that the windows leak pretty bad. That was an issue we were definitely having. That being said, we were looking online to see like, okay, let's go ahead and replace some of these with some just simple pop-in plastic ones. But we found actually out in Port Townsend, which is really close to where we live, there is a custom shop that makes bronze ones that were only maybe like another $150 to $200, potentially more than the plastic ones. And these things are bulletproof. I mean, tempered glass, full screens, everything for it. We put these in and we absolutely love them. I mean, they're fantastic. They got a little spring load to them to hold them upwards, which is pretty amazing. And then there are also inserts of stainless steel mesh that go in there as a filter, or not a filter, but as a screen that will keep all the bugs out when it's really hot. So we get these put in, they're perfect, they look beautiful, there's not a single leak on them. And then we start to look more at the windows that we have left. And then those become giant eyesores when they compare them side by side.
As you can see, these are cracked, and you can see the seal on them is just, I don't know, people have just been trying to patch them over the years. These are gnarly in general, and these are where we're getting all of our leaks still on the boat. It's leaking underneath here. We're getting leaks underneath that we're constantly wiping up in the winter and the rainy season. And we've done our best on the outside to patch it as best we possibly can. So yeah, as you can see, they are definitely an eyesore when you compare them to these little beauties. And the fact that these open and get some amazing airflow and these do not.
So like we mentioned before, these guys are leaking pretty bad. Definitely don't compare in beauty with the new bronze portlights we put in. So we reached out to our buddy Richard at Newfound Metals out in Port Townsend, and he actually told us that we could modify and get custom ones built that will take in the place for those. So because they are custom, they didn't have a stainless screen for it, but we do have a beautiful bronze screen that will go in its place. The goal is to have these installed either tomorrow or the next day. But then going forward, we will have the ability to open all of our port lights, which gives us amazing ventilation and cooling. And it's going to be just a beautiful match to go with the rest of it as we continue to build out this more traditional sailboat look with lots of wood, lots of bronze. And I don't know, I'm excited. I don't know if you're excited.
I'm very excited. Yeah, we get lots of airflow from our hatches and the Portlights, and then it's just going to be so nice from the kitchen and the nav station to have that extra just flow. And yes, definitely shout out to, here's the information, Newfound Metals in Port Townsend. Phone number 360-385-3315.
Yeah, tell Richard that Dane Antonio with Nautical Nolan sent you.
Had to come down to the boat to see if our new Portlights are installed. We had an amazing contractor come down who is installed these before, not to this size before, and I believe he was done, so let's see. Here we go. They are installed. We have a complete set. Wow. They are absolutely stunning. Look at these shiny, shiny beauties. Juniper, you are one classy lady. I think it's time to go take a look inside. Okay. Let's see these beauties from the inside. Wow. What a difference. What a difference. These are gorgeous. Wow. I just want to say, Juniper, you are a classy lady. Would like to say something else, but I'll keep it PG. Wow. Just the detail on these is just next level. And they're drying right now, so I'm just gonna let them cure. Because it smells like glue in here. They've definitely just gotten installed today. Look at that. Stunning. Talk about what the airflow is gonna look like in here. Especially when we're cooking. Love it. Overall, very happy with the quality of this install. They are gorgeous. Evergreen Yacht and Construction did a great job on the install, and like we have been incredibly impressed and just in love with Northwest Metals and the quality of their Portlights. So if you are in the market for Portlights for your sailboat, they come in the brass, the bronze that we get, but they also come in like the stainless steel. A lot of the people here at the Yacht Club have the stainless steel versions on their windows as well. They come in the versions like we have that open with the latches, and also versions that don't open. So there's something for everybody. But honestly, the normal ones, like these guys, oh my gosh, I can't point. The small ones in the distance, those are pretty standard. These ones were custom. The standard ones are fantastic. And when we were doing our research for swapping out Portlights, because the original windows for the Irwin Citation, they are basically one of the main complaints for anybody who owns Irwin sailboats was people love Irwin sailboats, and the main complaints was that the Portlights leak. And boy did they leak for us, because our previous owners put tarps over them over everything above every rainy season. And we were just sick of doing that. Every time that we sailed, took the boat out, it was just a pain in the butt to put tarps over your boat in the Pacific Northwest, which was all the time. And so we're like, as soon as we can afford it, which was the summer after we bought it, within basically 5 months of owning this boat, we were like, we are swapping out the Portlights, which we did. And we had to save up for the custom ones. So for those of you who think brass Portlights are ridiculously expensive, they are. But newsflash, normal size Portlights, like the normal standard ones shown on the far side of the screen, guess what? Plastic versions, they're only $80 less than the brass ones in our research, is what we found. So that being said, the small ones, we sprung an extra $80 per Portlight to get really, really nice ones that also open. I think we paid about like $2,000 total for these, plus the shipping. So yeah, they were a pretty penny, but for a boat that we are putting our stamp on and putting our love in and making her our own, honestly, I cannot say how many people say and complain that we've heard about during these summers where it gets hot and humid inside sailboats and just like have no airflow. We have airflow almost 360 degrees through here, through our hatches, and through all of our Portlights now. So we don't complain about that. And we didn't before, but now we are sure not going to with both these amazing, huge Portlights. So cannot wait to go cruising. And what I didn't mention was they have this amazing mesh. Look at these screens. They're so fine, so fine. So when we do go cruising somewhere that may have bugs or mosquitoes, we can shut this and we can shut our hatches, and we don't have to worry about the mosquitoes coming through that fine mesh, and we can have cross breeze all up and down our boat with our mesh screened Portlights. It's worth the investment, y'all. That's all I gotta say about that. Thanks for joining us for the Portlight project on Juniper. If you enjoyed seeing this transformation, please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe so you can follow along with future DIY projects and sailing adventures to come.